Lifestyle Podcast.
The business behind the headlines.
Hi everyone.
Welcome
Hello,
back. How are you?
Good
to see you. So today we're gonna do some new things. We're gonna talk about big sales of houses here in Miami. I think people are really interested in knowing what are the biggest sales in the area. So we're gonna go through a little bit of those and a little bit of the history of the areas. So just talk overall about some of the biggest deals that happen around here. And we're gonna start with one that is the most interesting one because it's probably the highest sale in Miami-Dade County, right?
The whole history, yes.
Wow, crazy. So, I don't know, probably some people know, but it's Mark Zuckerberg's deal on Star Island in Miami. He purchased this beautiful house, this beautiful mansion
Indian Creek.
before completion on Indian Creek. So, I don't know, maybe we can talk a bit about Indian Creek itself, what it is.
Yeah, it's like a very exclusive island. They call it the billionaire bunker because the security is like just amazing. You cannot get there. I mean, you can try, but they're gonna arrest you and you're gonna have big troubles. And so it's very well known for security and privacy. And most of the most famous people in the whole USA or world live there. We know that Trump has family here. Many, there is a football player very famous also.
I think David Guetta had a house there too, no?
Yeah, also.
One of these.
And so Mark Zuckerberg purchased this house in the beginning of 2026. And the house is not even finished.
Yeah.
So imagine, and he paid 170 millions.
That's crazy. So I think the house is like one of these ones, so it's open bay, but
Yes.
it's still like just one lot for 170
Imagine.
million. And then we also know that previously was Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. He bought also 3 lots on here,
Yes.
but he paid 250 million, but there was no new houses. So he mainly paid for the land value. He
Exactly.
bought 3 lands. 2 of them I think are around here. 1 of them is here, and he was going to live in one of them. I think it's this one actually. He's going to live in one of them. So while he builds his new mansion there. So Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos are going to be direct neighbors, right? Yeah.
I hope they like each other.
Yeah, I hope they enjoy each other's company. But as you can see, this island is accessible by just one bridge. It has gates. It has its own police, and then it has its country club, the very exclusive golf club. So basically, it's really high. The membership is really high to get.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you can get it without an invitation. I'm not
No,
sure.
you cannot. You have to be invited by someone, recommended by someone, and to talk a
And
little.
even that, it's
Yeah.
even if you get invited, you still have to pay a crazy amounts, right?
And
Yeah.
to talk a little bit more about the house details, it's a 30,000 square feet house, so in square meters, it's almost 3,000. It's just crazy. I've never seen a house that big.
Yeah, me neither.
So the maximum I've been into is it was maybe 15,000, which was already like a building. Imagine this one double of that. 9 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms, 200 feet of water frontage, which is a lot. Private dock. You can have a yacht for 200 feet of water frontage.
Wow.
You can have a 180 foot dock boat, so it's already like a
Huge.
yacht.
Yeah.
It has a big pool, a private gym, a spa, a secret passage library, and like a huge aquarium as well.
That's great. Yeah, that house, I mean, has probably more amenities than many condo buildings. I'm sure he's doing insane things. And we just see how, there's no limits, there's no limit to what one can build. And we started strong with the biggest ones, but some of the next ones are also going to be quite impressive because I think Indian Creek is a really crazy location. But, I mean, let's see what Jeff Bezos builds.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos might build even bigger, right?
Yeah.
Because he has a bigger lot now.
Sometimes also we can think that those guys are just crazy to pay those amounts. But in the end, Mark Zuckerberg, his primary residence before used to be California. Mm-hmm. And if you make the calculation right, the guy is very smart. They are all smart guys with money, of course.
Yeah.
They have many people helping them. In the end, if you make the calculation, Mark Zuckerberg is saving money by buying a house here instead of paying the taxes in California.
Yeah.
So it's still a very good move. And for us, for our local market, it just help a lot for all the investors, all the owner, us working in this industry because it keep making a new price, and we both know that when a new price is achieved, it's a new standard for the city.
Yeah, and also one thing that is interesting is that Mark Zuckerberg decided to move right after the announcement of the new tax in California. So basically, whatever he was going to pay in tax, now he's saving in tax and he can buy a property that is really, really exclusive, and he is basically doing the same as other California people, like Larry Page. He literally, as we say here, AI overview. He just bought 3 neighboring mansions in Coconut Grove for $188 million. So yes, that's not just one property, it's 3 properties, but it beats the amount of money invested in the area that Mark Zuckerberg is investing. So this is really interesting to see that these guys from California, they're making big moves in Miami, but at the end of the day, they're saving some money because they're not spending it on tax, and they can have these amazing properties. So
do we have a picture of this one?
Let's see those images.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's see.
Here, look, this one. That's the main one.
That's the main house?
No, yes.
So, I mean,
this one is 100 million.
100 million?
Beautiful, very tropical, very historic, very private, very exclusive. So yeah, I mean, they're making the good moves. And the other co-founder also bought something for around 50 million.
Yeah, so that's it just shows us that the biggest deals, of course, they're made by the biggest people, but they're happening all the time because the biggest names are coming here. We keep saying it in every single podcast that 4 out of 5 biggest billionaires in the world are in Miami, and we're missing number 1, but we'll get him soon. I think he has something in Palm Beach, but he'll be here in not too long. So yeah, that's just starting strong and showing what people are doing in Miami lately with the start of 2026, because we know that COVID really helped boost Miami as just like a beautiful place to be, water, beach, and people that wanted, after COVID, people just wanted a place that was nice to live in, wanted to be able to stay at home. So that created the boom in Miami. But 2026 is again just showing us how much any change or any bad movement in politics or anything that happens around in the world just
it's good
boosts
for
Miami. Like so it's same Dubai being hurt is good for Miami because people are investing. New York having the new politics and
the famous video knocking on the camera.
That one, yeah. Oh yeah, we can talk about that right after.
Yeah, and just to add a little bit of details about this house that Mark purchased, it's very good to know that this house wasn't as an investment, because it's a very famous celebrity plastic surgeon who started building the house. He's going to finish it. So the guy was investing money in construction as a developer, and he achieved this big sale. And we know that, to give an example to people that are watching, he sold it for 170 million, but he paid in 2020 the land around 30 million. So imagine, even if you have a 50 million construction cost or even more, imagine the money. If you have a 50 million, it's 80. So we can say maybe he had 80 million of construction costs. It's just crazy. The margins that he's making on this house is more or less the profit of someone working the whole life doing a business, like in one deal.
True. He's doubling the money, and I'm assuming there's financing and deals involved. So the return on investment of that deal was crazy. And Indian Creek is it's so exclusive that there is just no limit to what people can pay for something like that, right?
Yes, so totally agree.
So yeah, so just going back to what you were saying about the video of knocking, we were talking about Zohan Mamdani is saying that he was going to tax the rich and put new secondary home tax, and he was talking specifically about Ken Griffin.
He was talking about in front of the penthouse.
Yeah. Just at the bottom of his penthouse, talking about how he's going to tax him, and that just made Ken Griffin want to make a bigger bet in Miami. But just before that, he had already invested. And he had just already bought
in 2022,
a mansion in 2022.
He made the record. It was a previous record for Miami-Dade. Actually, it's in Brickell. So it's one of the few big houses in Brickell, very close to Vizcaya Garden Museum. So this historical area, and so he made this deal, 107 million, and now I know that the house next door has a land, but it's half volume, like half square footage
Size, yeah.
of this one, and he wants 110 million because he knows that it was in 2022. Ken Griffin helped to sell, and also that he knows that his area is very, very exclusive. Only a few houses. Maybe he wants a little bit too much because if we compare to the square footage, basically he wants double of that.
Yeah.
I don't think he will get that, but margin, a profit on, a bonus on, a premium on what Ken Griffin was able to purchase, I think he will get.
Yeah, he was definitely going to get a premium. I mean, it definitely has an impact to have these big names coming to a neighborhood. Definitely affects positively, right, the value of the real estate there. So
And
yeah,
now,
he
yeah,
bought there, and
As you said, Ken Griffin he's been planning to invest in Miami since a long time. So he was already planning to build the headquarters here in Brickell as well. But since this new politic in New York, he says that he's doubling down in Miami because he considers it as the city of the future, very safe, good infrastructures.
Yeah.
You can bring the executive. You have less taxes on salary. So for him, it's like the city of the future. And I know he's investing. He's planning things that we don't even know.
yeah.
We're gonna find out later. But
I mean, let's just Ken Griffin. He sponsored the Underline in Miami, which is a very, very big, very, very important corridor of greenery and space for people to access. You have the metro rail that goes above it, and the Underline is what just below. And he sponsored the full renovation and landscaping of that area. And that area is really, really used. I mean, I live in Brickell. I use it all the time because I go for a run, I go for a cycle, I go for a walk,
Yeah.
and there's little activities there. So basically, he paid for the renovation of the below the metro where nothing happened. Now it's a very, very lively corridor, and it gives value to all of the areas that are close to that because it
Yeah.
gives them like a little space
Exactly.
to do activities. So he bought this beautiful house. We can talk about it all we want, and he has other properties. He also bought on the MacArthur Causeway. He bought a part of the port so that he
Yes.
can bring his big boats here. So basically, he's
Exactly.
doing insane things to the city, and this is just
very helpful for
Yeah.
us, and it's like our, let's say, flagship for the people that know him.
yeah.
He's very famous in the finance world, asset management world, and so for us it's super to have someone believing that much in Miami, because we are all convinced, but for the people outside sometimes it's not super easy because Miami used to be something else than where it's actually now. So yeah, I mean, that's super.
And having these houses, basically, it's a lot. We see the price of the purchases is a lot, but usually we don't think about what comes with it. And what comes with this is billion-dollar investments. That okay, this person is very rich. Yes, they bought a very expensive house, 100 and something million in 2022. But since then, they have made plans and doing things that would have billion-dollar impacts, multi-billion-dollar impacts on the Miami and Miami-Dade County real estate and economy overall. So, yeah, this is just to show the impacts. It's
Yeah.
really, really nice and interesting to see. I mean, we have the Citadel headquarters. Then he bought a building right next to it to build residences for the employees. Then after that, he also has the little port on the causeway, on the MacArthur Causeway, to have the ultra luxury yachts coming in and be able to dock yachts that wouldn't have been able to dock previously in the past. So that's also key. And the Underline, and that's only the ones that we know about that are the key ones.
Many of them
But
are.
he's also investing in schools, private schools, to make sure that
He made a donation recently.
executive can come to Miami and develop the tech scene in Miami. I always say, like, tech companies, they usually move to cities where tech is already implemented because they want to be close to competition and they will be close to the heads, to the brains. But
Correct.
so that's why for Miami it's been hard in the past to be able to attract this kind of people, but it takes a bold bet on Miami, like the one from Ken Griffin, to start attracting, because he's going to move his headquarters, and then some other smaller headquarters are going to come because they will say, okay, maybe I can hire some of the people that are working for Citadel, they can work for us. So this is just the beginning of what could be a tech revolution for Miami. And of course, it takes a long time, but it's
but
the
it's
beginning.
happening right now because I've seen an article last week. The title was "Miami is becoming the new Silicon Valley,"
Yeah,
which is absolutely true. If you think about it, we got, I mean, now in 2026, the richest people on earth are the one in tech. They're all coming here, so they're moving also the company. So, I mean, it's becoming really a tech city. And talking about ambassador for the city, we can also talk about a very important family for Miami, which is the Beckham family. Actually, they were yesterday at the stadium for England, Norway. And so they made a new landmark for North Bay Road, which is an historical avenue facing the city, the skyline, with very large lots and houses. And in 2024, they broke the record that was never happened, something like that big, for 72.3 million, which at that time, it's only 2 years from now, but at that time it was a crazy amount to pay on this area. Now it's been completely, it became normal because we saw that one of the big housing developer paid last year 105 million just for a lot, and he's planning to build 300 million there.
Yeah.
So we saw that now it's a new standard for this area.
They set a new standard, as we were talking about when we had a meeting before. We were talking about how it's important for houses to set standards, and it's basically step by step. Each house can set basically a new floor or a new standard for construction. So before maybe the maximum had been in the $50 million range. Now it went up to 75, and then it went up to 100 with Todd Michael Grace's development, and there's no limits. It's going to keep going.
The 100 is a new 50 million. The 100 million is a new 50 million.
Exactly.
It's always like this. Maybe you can have a zoom to North Bay Village.
North Bay Road.
So
basically Miami is here. I'm just going to show just before the Brickell Avenue, the houses that Ken Griffin bought is in this area. So this is Brickell Avenue, and it was somewhere around around Vizcaya.
Yeah, exactly this one. Yeah.
So we can probably zoom into it.
Those few houses, only 5 or 6 houses. So imagine
really a few
how exclusive it is. Imagine
right there. So that's Brickell, and Brickell is the heart of Miami. So right here, we can see just like a few minutes drive. You're in the heart of Miami. You have a waterfront property. You're just on the water. A lot of water frontage. A lot of privacy. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this, definitely.
No.
And then,
imagine if you have 6 houses or exclusive. It's crazy.
And I'm going to show real quick. The port is going to be built, I think, here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Here on the MacArthur Causeway is going to be the new port for Ken Griffin. So very, very interesting. Definitely a lot of things happening. And I'm going to show here, so Miami Beach, North Bay Road is this road that is basically on the water. So this is
Alton,
this is Alton
Road,
and this is North Bay Road, the beginning, and then it keeps going all the way up, and it keeps going here.
That's the most valuable side of North Bay Road here. Yes.
Yeah, because you have a lot of privacy.
Because it's open. So one looking at sometimes islands, but here it's completely open.
Here you have a little bit of a vis-a-vis to Sunset Islands, which is also very, very premium because it's also gated. And here, so of course you don't have the open bay view, and this is the most
you can have the address
area. Here, let me type it here.
4736 North Bay Road.
Right, so right
this
here,
is the open view.
Full open bay view. This is where they live. So
with a beautiful rooftop and super open view.
So all of this.
Imagine the lights by nights.
Yeah.
Imagine you have the bay plus all the buildings, all the lights. I mean, they set a new standard. And what is good to know also is this house was also made by a developer. So it's very good for the market. It's not by end users that put so much money, and then in the end maybe they are not making so much money because they are just selling their own home in which they invested too much. Sometimes they invest too much and they don't get a super good price. if it's made by a developer, it's because there is profits.
Yeah.
So it's very good
efficient.
to know.
They made an efficient house that sold for record-breaking price. It wasn't someone that just sold their own home that they put all the money in, as you're saying. So that definitely means a lot for the market and development. And yeah, as we said, it's this property is huge. It's 14,000 square feet, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of the
nine
biggest
bedroom, 124 feet of water frontage,
Wow.
which is a lot because let's say that a standard waterfront lot it's 60 foot of water frontage, so it's more than double of that. So which make it almost for those other areas a double lot.
Yeah.
So
On the Venetian
definitely
Islands,
has a value, a big
The
value.
Venetian Islands right here, the standard lot is 60 feet. So
Yeah.
he has double that, and that allows him to have a big boat. And also when you're open bay, so you can have a perpendicular boat as far as you want. And this is very, very important for these people. They want to live the life. They want to live the waterfront life. So having this basically the waterfront that should be able to, first of all, experience the feeling of being on the water, and second, to be able to just bring your boat in your nice, beautiful, big boat without all the restrictions. Sometimes how happens on the Venetian Islands. It's very high-end, very luxury, but the waterfront sometimes is not enough for people they want to live the full Miami experience. So this is key. And in North Bay Road, you have bigger water frontages, and of course more expensive, but possibility of having just bigger boats.
And a boat, I mean, so sometimes when it's not enough big, it's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Because those people, in general, they keep having a bigger boat with the years coming. They are not going to a smaller one.
Yeah.
So they want at least this water frontage for the actual boat. Maybe planning to have So sometimes I see that they really love the house, they like it, and they can project themselves there. But when they see that the boat doesn't fit, it's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
It's done.
Also because there is a big lack of space in the marinas. In Miami, there is only so many boat slips. I don't know exactly how many, but I don't remember. But it's a very, very small amount compared to the people that want to have a boat. And also for big boats, it's very limited. So that's why some people try to make sure that they're going to be able to fit it in their house. And also, it gives a lot of value because a marina slip is ultra expensive, right? So if you have it you're able to have it in your house, that's this amount of money that you are saving, and the value is transmitted to the house, basically.
Exactly, and I mean, it's so. This is why we are seeing now. We were talking about it just before starting the podcast, but now we are seeing more and more double, triple lot transaction.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's not for the house, because sometimes the house you can build it in another way, but the water frontage is very, very important for the boat, and it makes the value because it makes it so unique. Only few properties allowed to have those big boats. And imagine how luxury it is to have the boat in front of your house, and you can just go for it. Because if not, it's a whole organization if you have to take the small boat to go to the marina, and the time is already gone. So if they just want to have small tours, they have the boat directly in front of the house, so it make it super convenient.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let me just mention the one that we were talking about. People were buying double, triple lots. Look, it's right here, I think. Is it here?
It was on Dilido, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's this here, somewhere here. On one of these islands, someone just bought a
triple lot
here.
for 33 million.
This one? These two?
Yeah.
So someone...
These two, and one of the two houses was a double lot already, yes.
Yeah. So they bought basically 3 lots for $33 million just because they want to have the 3 times the amount of water frontage. So 180 feet on the water.
And the view is not even the best.
Yeah, they're facing another island. They don't have open bay view, but they're still paying $11 million for a 10,500 square feet lot just because they want to have 3 of them to be able to have a big boat and to have all the water frontage, all that space. And that is really, really key. And we're seeing it more and more here.
Because the logic would be that the more you buy, the less you pay per lot.
Yeah.
Because this is the logic for everything. If you buy a lot, you can negotiate. But it's the complete opposite, because it makes it so unique product that the value per lot increase.
Absolutely, agreed. Yeah, that's very, very interesting. to understand that basically it's a reverse effect because it's so rare to have
Compared to
all
usually.
the water frontage, and it's very very rare also for multiple lots to be available. I mean, we've seen, right? We've seen.
It's very hard to combine two properties together
The founder-
to have the two sellers agree to sell at the same time for more or less the same price. Imagine how difficult it is. It's a whole job for the guy to make it, to buy, to convince the other seller. And
The biggest one we've seen is this one, right? It's this one. The one for it's here is like a 5 lot or 4 lot. That's probably the biggest one. But the one I wanted to talk about is the founder of Palantir. He was forced to buy this property next door for a huge premium. So it was to be able to have
27.5 instead of usually, let's say, big maximum is 17 for those houses.
Yeah, and even probably less because it's a tear down
Or
house.
15, yeah.
15 at
16
the maximum
maximum.
for
Imagine
a
to pay
shape.
10 million or 11 premium just to have,
More water frontage and no neighbor.
no neighbor, more water frontage, and he knows that when he's gonna resell, it's gonna be the whole property together. It's gonna be a corner property lot, so it's gonna have even more value. You
Exactly.
can,
Let's go for the last one.
I think you can go here to Star Island. You can zoom on Star Island.
Oh, I'm gonna go here to Star Island
Yeah.
to show the last sale that we have on schedule today. So where is it?
On Star Island, is this island? Yes,
Yeah.
you can zoom on it. This one used to be, you have many famous people living there.
And this one, the lots are very, very big, right? Compared,
Very big, yeah.
there's like very, very few people living here.
And so we have seen in 2025, the last year, one of the biggest transactions ever there. And actually the guy who is linked to this transaction is the owner of Aman Resorts,
Oh, okay.
which is one of the most exclusive hotel brands and that you have all around the world. Just to give you an example, Aman Resort, Aman Residences in Miami Beach. We had a client wanted to buy there. The guy is very wealthy and everything. We couldn't get a unit for him. So
Wow.
just to tell you how high is the demand for this brand, and because he's only doing a few residencies and who has a priority to buy it, it's a client, a very, very good client of the hotel brand already. So they have an early access, and when we got access, it was already too late. Imagine. This
Wow.
in Miami never happened.
Yeah. They're always pushing for a sale. They're always trying
Exactly.
to sell. And here to have it already done.
Zero
that's
marketing, nothing. The marketing was already done by the scarcity of
Internally, yeah.
inventory and this very private club of members of the Aman Resort all around the world. And I know that the same story happened to a person I know very well in Dubai. She wanted to buy a 9 million unit for a client. She couldn't get it. So I'm seeing that the same story keep being repeated in the both cities. So I mean, which shows that Aman Resorts knew how to create this very exclusive way to create a membership. I don't know.
that's
It's one of a few, because most of them they say it's very private, but in the end they open the sale to everyone.
True.
It's one of the few that know how to keep the clientele and to make people more than client but members.
So his investment, the owner
He sold
owner
it
of
for
Aman,
100
he sold it.
Yeah, 120 million.
So he sold this, but his activity in Miami also and his high quality also just adds more activity. It's not only the transaction of the house; it's all of the activity that the Aman Group brings to Miami. Just the trust in Miami. that
Again,
brings
it's-
hundreds of millions and billions even of economic activity to a city. So basically, just to say that every single family home in the high end residential just shows the high end just shows like the impact that it has around the city.
Yeah.
Not only those transactions, the big transactions have just a big impact all throughout the city in different aspects. So it's very interesting when you look at a house, you know something else it's coming with it, big impacts, positive impact. So that's very nice. Every time I see a sale of the house that is the very, very high end,
Yeah.
in the high tens of millions, I'm like, okay, great, because this is going to actually affect all of the economy
All
of the
the
city,
market, yeah.
not only just this property.
And now we are seeing that Miami used to be less valuable than other big cities, but now we can definitely say that Miami is competing with cities such as Los Angeles, New York, Monaco. We are reaching those prices.
Yeah.
There is still a margin that we're gonna achieve soon, I'm sure, because now we are not even more surprised when we see 6,000-7,000 per square foot.
Yeah.
And we know that Monaco, the highest was, I guess it was 20. 20 is the last record.
Yeah, the biggest.
So the record ever. So I know that, and definitely Miami is competing with the best, those neighbor in Miami, such as Star Island, North Bay Road, in Grand Creek. They are definitely competing with Beverly Hills, Manhattan. I don't know if you know Bel Air in Los Angeles, with all these crazy houses. Which is actually funny is that most of the buyers right now are people that used to live in those neighborhoods. So imagine he's going to take more value because everyone wants to buy, and in the other cities everyone is trying to sell. So it's going to be a new balance.
Yeah, I mean Miami is just getting started, I believe, and everything. Like people say, oh, with the COVID, it was like the biggest boom, and you're not going to see that kind of growth. But I think right now we continue to see every time something happens in the world, Miami just benefits. And these home sales, which are super interesting in and of themselves, they also show a bigger picture. So
because sometimes we think that people that are buying for those prices is just because they have too much money and they don't know what to do with the money. But we never have to forget that if they got there, it's because they know very well how to manage money, and they are only most of the time, because nothing is guaranteed in life, but most of the time they are making very smart moves, and they're gonna actually make money on the resale of this house.
Yeah, they're making calculated decisions, and they know they're not wasting their money, and they know they're not buying something that isn't worth what it is. They know the value because they have the numbers, they have the people behind them. It's tech bosses, people that have big teams. They know how to make a financial decision, and it's not like made with the heart. It's made with a mathematical mindset, and basically they know that they're not going to lose money on that deal, and that's just really good to see. The trust is really good to see from all these really high net worth individuals.
And of course, it's more comfortable for them to make a bet on a property and to think that it's going to take value because they have so much cash. So it's much easier for them than someone else.
Yeah.
But same, they're only making calculated decision. Maybe they can accept a little bit more risk, but most of the time they are the winners, and the more risk you take, the more you earn. So
yeah, I mean, we'll get back to you guys soon with another one. Maybe there will be more properties sold, or I don't know. Maybe next year we'll do one other recap of the biggest sale that we've seen so far. But I mean, we have very good guests lined up for the coming weeks.
There is a guest list coming. And so we're gonna keep posting. We're gonna do one only us two together, other with guests. So yeah.
Yeah. So it's nice to talk in between each other because we can talk about markets, we can talk about different aspects of the trends. But then when we have guests, we talk about what they do specifically. So it's very interesting, all the aspects of the Miami market and just different aspects of real estate and other things. So yeah, let's keep it rolling. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Louis.
P&L Podcast.
The business behind the headlines.